From Kern Government Television, welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting, originating from the County Administrative Center located at 1115 Truxtun Avenue, Bakersfield, California. Kern County's vision is to create and maintain a customer-centered county government designed to garner the confidence, support, and trust of the people we serve. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
Good morning. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Board of Supervisors. Today is Tuesday, August 13th. First, Board to reconvene. First item is roll call.
Supervisor Gleason?
Here.
Supervisor Scribner?
Here.
Supervisor Maggard?
Here.
Supervisor Couch?
Here.
Supervisor Perez?
Thank you. The next item is the salute to the flag. It's going to be led this morning by Viviana Patino, who attends Golden Valley High School, and she's representing SWAT also this morning. Excuse me, please remain standing for a moment of prayer, silence, and meditation when you, at the conclusion of that, whichever you prefer. Thank you.
Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you. Next item is our pet of the week that is up for adoption. I think his name is Monty. So I'm going to ask Nick if he would come on out and tell us a little bit about Monty.
Good morning. Nick Cullen, your director for Kern County Animal Services. I brought with me this morning the Board of the Supervisors pet of the week. His name is Monty. Monty's about a 1.5-year-old terrier mix. He is frightened right now. However, he's available for adoption currently. His adoption fee is $85. He's going to make somebody a really good family pet. Probably single dog household with no children at this point. But he's going to be a really good family pet. He's a lap dog.
Very shy. Nick, thank you for doing that. Now, last week was Tinker got adopted? Okay, great.
Okay, good.
Cool, thank you.
Good for two.
Kathy. Thank you, Nick. Next item is our consent agenda. All items listed with a CA or a C above the item number are considered to be routine and non-controversial by county staff. We can act on those all in one motion. This is the time, if there is anything on that consent agenda, for you to ask for either separate consideration or to make a comment about any of those items. Consent agenda starts on page 2, consists of items 4 through 6. On to page 3, all the items 7 through 14. On page 4, all the items 15 through 22. On to page 5, all the items 23 through 30. On page 6, items 31 through 33 are not on the consent agenda. Was there anything else that was supposed to be removed by staff, or anything that I've missed? Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to make any comment on any of the items I just mentioned, or ask for any separate consideration of those? I believe Supervisor Maggard has a question about one of those items.
Thank you,
Yep.
Mr. Chairman. Items 14 through 18 are some incentivization programs for job training in our community. The total of those, the expenditure on those items, those 5 items, is about $8.5 million. So can somebody just quickly tell me, I don't want to vote on them separately, I don't think we need to go through all that process, but can we just explain to the public what level of accountability there is? Are there metrics they have to meet? If they don't meet those metrics, then there are consequences, like we're not going to give them the rest of the money.
Supervisor, Mr. Chairman, Supervisors Teresa Hitchcock, Director at ETR in my office, will answer these questions.
Good morning, Ms. Hitchcock.
Morning.
Good morning, Chairman Couch, Supervisor Maggard through the chair. Yes, Employers Training Resource is issuing a number of contracts that are done through an RFP process typically. in order to ensure that we've had a competitive process for the training dollars that we do have. We're monitored by both the state and federal government as well as our county government. And all of our training providers are required to meet the training metrics that our organization has as a requirement from the federal government.
So when will we look back at the process again to assure that they are indeed hitting those marks, and if they're not, then we'll take action?
We actually monitor all of our providers monthly. We have a monthly report that we take a look at to see where they're at as far as their placements, how well their folks are doing, their completion rates, and all of those types of metrics.
Okay. When you have an opportunity, could you come by and see me, and I'd like to talk to you about that more.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, it's my pleasure to vote to approve the consent calendar.
So you have a motion on the consent calendar?
Second.
And a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved, 4 ayes, 1 absent. Supervisor Perez.
Is Chief Kimball in the audience today? Yes, sir. Good to see you, Chief. I'd heard that you might be here, but I can't see you out there. There was an item on the consent calendar that you were just here to show your support for, but I wanted to acknowledge that you were here. Thank you for coming today. But that takes us back to page 2. Public presentations, item 2. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons to address the board on any item that's under the jurisdiction of the board but is not on today's agenda. Is there anyone here that would like to make a public presentation? Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Jaden, Jaiden Flores, Flores. I am a freshman from South High School, and we are SWAT. Or Students Working Against Tobacco. We educate our community on the negative effects of tobacco by working together as a youth coalition. And we are here today to educate you all on the impact tobacco has in our schools and on us. Between 2017 and 2018, there was a 78% increase in tobacco usage in high school students and a 48% increase in middle schoolers. In Kern County, 4 out of 5 school stores located near school sites sell flavored tobacco products, while 4 out of 5 kids who have used tobacco started with a flavored product. Many students have their own personal story about tobacco due to the epidemic we call vaping. With its discreet look, tobacco usage is no longer just a bathroom activity. It has spread to our classrooms, which is our learning environment, a place where we are supposed to be guaranteed a safe and healthy learning space. And although teachers have the training to take action against tobacco usage at school, they're at a disadvantage with discrete devices such as Juul. These are causing them to stop their own teaching agendas to combat tobacco usage instead of teaching our peers on what we need to learn for our futures. So I was here to ask you to protect us, our youth, our students, our teachers, our health, our futures, and our Kern County. The current tobacco retail license in place is not enough. We need stricter tobacco policies that will ensure that no new retailers may open near school sites, to reduce access and exposure to our peers, and to stop promoting influences that affect our generation and the future ones to come. If you have any questions, I have other group members who are willing to answer for you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jaden. I'll go to Supervisor Maggard, then I wanted to ask Mr. Constantine to make contact. Supervisor Maggard.
Thank you. Ms. Flores, could you come forward again? I'm going to ask you a question. Do you, tell me again the name of your group?
Students Working Against Tobacco.
SWAT, okay. And do you know if there are similar groups at other high schools in Kern County?
I believe there's a few, yes.
A few, yes. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Your timing is good because Mr. Constantine and I have been discussing vaping, and while I can see that there might be an adult use of vaping to help people get off of tobacco and whatnot, the marketing of it to our youth is, I think, it's deplorable. So I'd like to have a conversation with you in public. I'm happy to have a conversation in private, but I want to have a public discussion, Mr. Constantine, about the use of vaping products that are tailored specifically for young people. I don't know what all the flavors are, but the lollipop and the cotton candy and the cherry and the strawberry and the cinnamon and whatever else there is that's just specifically targeted to our young people. I'd like to talk about whether or not we can do something about that. Very good, thank you. Thank you very much for bringing this to our attention. I admire your activism.
Thank you.
Mr. Constantine, thank you for getting back to me.
Thank you for being here today. Mr. Constantine, do you want to make any comment about this item?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. So it's impressive to see the young folks here today, and Supervisor Maggard, they represent a number of different high schools throughout Kern County, not just one. And I'm grateful they're here bringing this forward. Some of you know, but the next generation of smoking is to use electronic cigarettes or e-cigarettes. That they look like a USB drive. You can stick them in your pocket. They don't get hot. They're kind of high tech. Some of them light up or even play music. They're easy to use, and then you have to fill them with a liquid, e-juice or electronic cigarette nicotine juice that they put in there. And this is the next approach to trying to get people to smoke. 4 out of 5 kids that use tobacco started with a flavored tobacco electronic cigarettes. Kids as early as 12 years old are using it. We've had instances where even in our middle schools where we're seeing these used in bathrooms. And the intent is to mask the harsh taste of tobacco to make it easier for kids to use. And as the chairman said, and Supervisor Maggard said, there's all these flavors now. It's sweet flavored. It doesn't even seem like you're smoking any longer. But it is their intent is to attract younger smokers and even girls, to trying to get them to smoke at a higher percentage. So this is a new approach. We got to step up our efforts. We have a program in public health where we actually permit those in the county that sell cigarettes and e-cigs. Then we have an enforcement capability. We want to make sure the signs are posted. We actually send in decoys to all of the county facilities or any city that's adopted our ordinance. The city of Bakersfield and the city of Ridgecrest have not yet adopted that ordinance. They're the only 2 cities in the county. And then when they do sell to our decoy, we then take enforcement action against that to prevent that from happening in the future. The SWAT team works with our coalition. They're active, but there's more work that needs to be done as the next evolution of smoking comes. So Supervisor Maggard, I look forward to coming back and having that open discussion. So thank you.
Thank you.
Don't leave.
Oh, I'm sorry, Supervisor Gleason.
I'm in. Mr. Constantine, who's making money? Who's making the money on this? Could you do me a favor? I want to get involved in this conversation.
Sure.
I want to attack it from a different angle.
Okay.
And I think we need to be effective in spending our time and efforts to combat this. So I'd like to get involved with this. I think I can add to the conversation, and please clue me in. Thanks.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public statements today? Morning, Lewis. Morning. How are you?
Good morning, Honorable Board Chair Couch and other supervisors. My name is Luis Medina, and I'm the Director of Community Impact for Kern Community Foundation. A year ago, all of you generously agreed to help fund our Jumpstart Fundraising Technical Assistance Program so that 5 nonprofits representing each of your districts could increase their capacity and sustainability by learning how to fundraise and cultivate long-term donors better. Today, I've come to give you a brief update on Jumpstart, which is a little over halfway through its first year. Through Kathy, I just passed out for each of you a packet that includes the latest issue of the Kern Business Journal, featuring an article on Jumpstart on page 7, a memo that shows how well all participating nonprofits are doing, and featuring breakout highlights from one participant, Independence Through Grace, which was able to more than double its Give Big Kern fundraising efforts in 2019 over 2018 by applying the Jumpstart method, and a printout of a PowerPoint presentation prepared by Bakersfield Master Chorale and their fundraising coach to show how just in 7 months, Jumpstart helped them achieve a 65% increase in dollars raised and a 73% increase in donors engaged over the last fiscal year. I want to thank you on behalf of Kern Community Foundation and the agencies you helped subsidize through Jumpstart, because the results are much better than anyone could have anticipated. A reminder of who the participating agencies are: Indian Wells Valley Economic Development Corporation, Have a Heart Humane Society, Bakersfield Master Chorale, Bike Bakersfield, and Bakersfield Homeless Center. Independence through grace comes in because even though they did not score high enough on their grant application to receive a subsidy like the others, their board found the program worthwhile enough to have them participate at full tuition, and they're doing a great job. Jumpstart is not rocket science. It simply pairs up a fundraising coach with a program participant and trains them on how to use fundraising software to better organize data about their donors so that they can do such things as keep them engaged even when they move out of area, send them thank you notes and birthday cards in a timely manner so to let them know that they're appreciated, and develop better email marketing strategies. The relationships that have developed between the coaches and our nonprofits, as well as myself and Jumpstart Management, are also solid. For example, Rebecca McCourt of Indian Rose Valley Economic Development Corporation had her coach checking up on her soon after the July 4th and 5th earthquakes, and Nate Nasrallah, the managing director I deal with, made a $100 donation to Kern Community Foundation's earthquake relief effort. So some really solid relationships have developed. Finally, I just wanted to let you know that I would like to reach out to each of you in the coming weeks through your chiefs of staff with a proposal for your consideration and possibly helping to fund the program again in 2020 so that another local group of agencies can participate. The program has been enhanced by Network for Good to allow for more coaching hours and a more structured data management training. Thank you again for your support, and I would be glad to answer any questions you might have.
I don't see any questions, but thank you, Louis. You're right. It did. I think everyone went into it with a little bit of hope that it was going to work, and it really did. So you guys did a great job with that.
Thank you very much for your support.
You bet. Any other public statements today? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Mary Bedard, Registrar of Voters. With regard to the request last week for information on election security measures, I would like to take this opportunity to update your board on the security issues facing the elections office and the precautions we have taken. Some of the issues that have been discussed nationally include not having a paper trail, the problem of aging elections equipment, and the ability to defend against cyber attacks. California has certain controls built in that some other states do not, including required audits during the vote counting process. In Kern County, all ballots are cast by paper ballot, so we definitely have a paper trail. Our voting system is standalone, meaning that it is a closed system. It is not connected to the internet or any outside network. It is located in a controlled key card access room with 24/7 camera surveillance. The process in Kern County involves having polling sites by precinct, using paper rosters, listing all the registered voters in that precinct. Vote tabulation is centralized in the elections office, unlike some other places that tabulate results at the polling sites. Voted ballots are in the possession of at least 2 people at all times, and teams of 2 people drive the sealed paper ballots from each polling site to the elections office after polls close on election night. 2/3 of Kern's voters are vote by mail. Election staff is trained in signature comparison techniques and examine every returned vote by mail envelope. If the signature is missing or does not compare to the signature we have on file, the voter is notified and given an opportunity to verify their signature. Only vote-by-mail ballots with a valid signature are eligible to be counted. Observers are welcome to observe the process throughout the election period, and we have security cameras throughout the elections office, so there is a record of everything that goes on throughout the process. Kern doesn't have the problem with aging elections equipment that some other places have. In 2015, as soon as the first new elections equipment was certified for use in California in many years, we were the first county to purchase the new tabulating equipment using federal HAVA money at no cost to the general fund. In 2018, we replaced our aging touchscreens that were used at the polling sites for ADA purposes with new ICX equipment, which produces a paper ballot that is tallied with all other ballots. This purchase was also made with federal HAVA money. And in 2019, we are purchasing new sorting equipment for the vote-by-mail ballots using a combination of state and federal funds. Since implementation, the accuracy of our voting system has been proven in both the required manual tally of votes conducted for every election and in requested recounts. Regarding defending against cyber attacks, our IT staff follows best practices such as keeping patches up to date. The Secretary of State's office notifies counties of any issues they learn of from the Department of Homeland Security or the FBI, And the Department of Homeland Security holds cyber security exercises with the states, and Kern County has participated in both the 2018 and the 2019 exercises. With our paper ballots, paper rosters, up-to-date centralized tabulation equipment, and the security measures in place in the elections office during the election process, the voters of Kern County can have confidence in the integrity and accuracy of the voting process. That concludes my remarks.
Ms. Bedard, hang on one second. I think Supervisor Maggard was the one that requested this last week. I'm sure he wants to comment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Bedard, thank you for coming forward so quickly with a response. There has been discussion in national media about threats to the election process and cyber attacks and things like that. What you just explained, I think, adequately, effectively communicates to us that we are isolated from that threat. And one of my specific questions had been, but I just want to have you reiterate it if you can. I think you just said that aging election equipment is not really our threat here. Is that your?
That's correct. I mean, we have the most up-to-date equipment that you can have. Unlike a lot of other counties in the state that are just now buying the new equipment and having to install it, test it, and train their staff on it, we've been using the newer equipment now for the last 2 election cycles, so that's not our problem.
So is there a threat? Is there any weakness in our system? Is there any aspect of it that you think we should contemplate so as to assure the public that our elections are safe and accurate?
Fundamentally, I mean, we are positioned very well. I would say probably the biggest problem or potential problem Kern County is facing is with the retirement of our experienced elections officials, which we have discussed with the board over the last several years. But our retiring employees, they've done an excellent job of positioning us by getting the newer equipment ahead of most other counties, by putting processes in place to implement controls, reconciliations during the process, and in training our newer staff. We are in the process of going to be recruiting for a new assistant registrar of voters soon, and we have 2 chief deputy registrar of voters. Currently, one has 30 years of elections experience, the other one has 20 years. So they will be here through the 2020 election. So I think while 2020 will be maybe a little more of a challenge because of the loss of the very experienced senior management in the elections office, I do believe we are positioned very well in order to overcome those challenges and that the voters can have confidence in the elections process.
Very good. Well, please extend our gratitude to those who are retiring, to all of your election staff, and I want you to know that we are grateful for your leadership and being ahead of the curve so that we can have confidence in our elections here in Kern County.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bedard. Any other public statements this morning? Seeing none, I'll go to item 3, which is board member announcements and reports.
Yes, sir.
Supervisor Gleason.
Thank you. A couple things I want to talk about. First, referring back to the earthquake in Ridgecrest, I want to notify and thank the Small Business Administration for offering disaster assistance to California businesses and residences all affected by the earthquake. The disaster declaration is official. This declaration provides low-interest loans to help in business recovery, and it's located at the Kern McGee Center in downtown Ridgecrest. Second issue is I've got some thank you notes, and I wanted to share those. They're from, well, first one is from Mr. Burke, the Chancellor of the Kern County College District. And he goes on to say a sincere thank you to the staff of Kern County for your emergency assistance in the recent earthquakes and getting Saracoso Community College back up and running to meet the needs of our students and our community. He's complimenting the staff of Kern County. The other one I got is from Congressman McCarthy, who says that after visiting the Kern County Emergency Operations Center, while our community struggled, the professionalism of your team was inspiring. I want to commend county emergency response officials on their quick mobilization to help ensure the residents of Eastern Kern County had access to life-saving and sustaining food and water. These are just 2 that we posted on our website. They're just 2 of the many thanks I get across Kern County for the performance of our Kern County staff in response to the earthquake. A sincere thank you to all who participated. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. Supervisor Perez?
Thank you very much, Chairman Couch. I would like to announce our county annual blood drive. As you know, every year, right before the fair, we have a blood drive here at the county. We bring all of the tools to you, and we usually give away an admission pass and a parking pass. Well, this year, we will be giving away 2 admission passes, a parking pass, and a box lunch from Councilman Willie Rivera. And so the day of the blood drive is a Friday, which is before Memorial Day, Labor Day. And so we're a little concerned about turnout, truthfully, but it was the date that Houchin needed. And so we are really laying it on thick with 2 admission tickets, a parking pass. This is, with the lunch will be, $40, $45 value. So yes, I am paying you off for your blood. And I ask you to please, please get your departments, get your folks. I see some people here have been very, very supportive of this effort. As you know, we at any moment can have a kind of countywide disaster and catastrophe that we see happening around the country. And we would hate to find ourselves in short supply. We have found ourselves before in short supply. This is a way in which we can be prepared as a community, that we can think about each other, our neighbors, and give literal life at very little expense to yourself. And plus, you can take your family to the fair and not spend $500, which is traditionally what happens. So we'll help you reduce that bill just a tad. August 30th, there are flyers in the back. My chief of staff, Nicole, is in the back. She's put flyers around the back. So please, please encourage your folks to sign up. August 30, Friday, 9 to 1. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Any others? I want to take just a second and report on something that I got to do last night, which is pretty unique and pretty fun. The television show Extreme Makeover Home Edition is coming to Kern County, and they had their, I guess they call it the kickoff, or I don't know, I'm not quite sure what they called last night's event, but it's really when they bring all the builder and all the contractors together and tell everybody what they need, and they encourage other people to come. How many of you know about this, by the way, that it's coming? I think it is not this Wednesday, but not tomorrow, but the following Wednesday will be the morning when they show up at someone's house and they say, okay, get your stuff, get out. They send them on a weeks-long vacation. When they come back, they have an entirely, they've torn the house down that they live in, and they've built them an entire new house. And then, as you know, they got the big bus in front of it, and they say, move that bus, and the family is there, and they see the new house that they're going to get for the first time. So I just want to encourage anyone who has knowledge in the building trades of any kind to volunteer for that. And even if you don't, if you just want to come, and they said, literally, if you just want to be able to hand somebody a tool, if you know a difference between a screwdriver and a hammer, they can use you. They were here several years ago. I say several, maybe 10 years ago. And I don't know how many communities they have come back to, but I want to recognize our planning department and all the departments that are involved in this, because, excuse me, I don't think they would come back to a community that really didn't support them and show them really what they really needed to get the job done, and it's just really stepped up. So not only did the county family, all of our departments, but everybody who lives in Kern County really stepped up and helped them out a lot, and they've come back. So I would invite you to be part of that project. I'm sure you can find it on their website somewhere. It's on HGTV, and again, it's Extreme Makeover Home Edition. By the way, our mayor, Karen mayor of Bakersfield, was her usual energetic, outstanding self last night. Anyway, thank you very much. I think that takes us through everything in the consent agenda and takes us, doesn't it? On to item 34, 35, and 36. I'm sorry. Sorry, I've jumped into the afternoon agenda, apparently. 31 through 33, and I don't recall, can we hear these concurrently and vote on them all at once, or there are 3 separate public hearings?
Separate.
Okay. So item 31 is a debt advisory committee hearing pursuant to the Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act, otherwise known as TEFRA, and a proposed resolution. Mr. Kaufman, there you are.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Good morning. So we have 3 items before you, all very similar. They're all TEFRA hearings. They do all have to be, even though they're similar, they have to be held separately. Each separate project has to have its own hearing. So the TEFRA, the Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act of 1982, does require approval for the issuance of tax-exempt private activity bonds. So each project proposed to be financed by an issue of private activity bonds must be approved by the governmental unit issuing the bonds, and then, the reason we're here before you today, also by the governmental unit having jurisdiction over the area in which the project is located in order to qualify for tax-exempt status. So, with that background, item 31 is a TEFRA hearing and proposed approval to issue an amount not to exceed $10 million in revenue bonds by the California Municipal Finance Authority on behalf of Waste Management, Inc., related to improvements to the existing McKittrick landfill facility located on Highway 58 in McKittrick. The California Municipal Finance Authority proposes to issue tax-exempt revenue bonds to finance the construction of new cells and liners, additions and improvements to the leachate collection and treatment system, improvements to the methane gas system, and installation of new liners for intermittent and final closure of completed sections of the landfill facilities. So that is the project. The amount is not to exceed $10 million. And the county's debt advisory committee met on July 31st with the applicant and representative from the authority. The County of Kern will not be the issuer, very important, so there is no financial liability to the county with this bond issue. The committee reviewed the issue for consistency with the county's debt financing policies and did not find any significant deviation from those policies. The Debt Advisory Committee determined that the project offers public benefit by continuing to provide a more efficient delivery of local services to residential and commercial development. The authority did publish the required notice in the Bakersfield Californian, and we received proof of that publication. And a representative from the California Municipal Finance Authority is here today in case your board or any member of the public has any questions regarding the project or the financing. So the recommendation, it is recommended that the board conduct the TEFRA hearing for the purpose of financing the project, approve the California Municipal Finance Authority's request to issue tax-exempt bonds, and adopt the attached resolution.
Okay, thank you. So we'll open the public hearing and receive public comment. Is there anyone here that would like to comment on this item? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing, return it to the board for questions, comments, and action.
Thank you for always, oh, excuse me, Chairman.
Have at it.
Forget. My apologies. Thank you, Chairman. Always succinct and excellent presentation. I'll make a motion on staff's recommendation.
Thank you.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. Item 32 is a same type of hearing, Debt Advisory Committee hearing pursuant to the TEFRA Act and a proposed resolution. Mr. Kaufman.
Yes, so this TEFRA hearing and proposed approval to issue an amount not to exceed $6 million in multifamily housing revenue bonds by the Housing Authority of the County of Kern for the Pioneer Cottages project. And this project consists of a 37-unit affordable multifamily rental housing project located at 3141 Pioneer Drive in Bakersfield. The county's Debt Advisory Committee, again, met on July 31st with representatives from the authority. Again, the County of Kern will not be the issuer and has no financial liability with the bond issue. The committee reviewed the issue for consistency with the county's debt financing policies and did not find any significant deviations. And the Debt Advisory Committee determined that the project offers public benefit by providing affordable housing to the community. The Kern County Housing Authority did publish the required notice in the Bakersfield Californian, and we received proof of publication, and also representatives from the Kern County Housing Authority are here in the audience if you have questions. So, therefore, it's recommended that your board conduct the TEFRA hearing for the purpose of financing the project, approve the Housing Authority of the County of Kern's request to issue tax-exempt bonds, and adopt the attached resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Kaufman. We'll open the public hearing and ask if there's anyone here that would like to speak to this item. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and return it to the board for action.
Motion on staff's recommendation.
You have a motion?
Second.
And a second, please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. Item 33 is a debt advisory committee hearing pursuant to the TEFRA Act and a proposed resolution. Mr. Kaufman.
All right, this will sound vaguely familiar. TEFRA hearing and proposed approval to issue not to exceed $6.5 million in multifamily housing revenue bonds by the Housing Authority of Kern County for the Benton Park Cottages project. And this project consists of a 37-unit affordable multifamily rental housing project located at 2431 Terrace Way and 308 Stephens Drive. So that's the project. Again, the county's debt advisory committee met with representatives of the authority. The county will not be the issuer. The committee reviewed the issue for consistency with the county's debt financing policies and found no significant deviations and determined that the project definitely offers public benefit, again, by providing affordable housing to the community. Again, we received, Kern County Housing Authority published the required notice in the Californian. And yeah, so therefore, it's recommended that your board conduct the TEFRA hearing for the purpose of financing the project, approve the Housing Authority of the County of Kern's request to issue tax-exempt bonds, and adopt the attached resolution.
Thank you. We'll open the public hearing and ask if there's anyone here that would like to speak to this item. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and return it to the board for action.
Motion on staff's recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of the morning agenda. I just need a motion to adjourn to closed session.
Motion.
Without objection, we're adjourned. Thank you.